EggHeads Entertainment presents. Yeah, funny. It's me and Mr. Pablo, say it twice Solano, talking about the latest updated news that has happened since New York Comic Con. And I think we had a great time. We had a fantastic time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pablo Solano.
Hey, what's going on, people?
I think listen. We're so proud. We're patting ourselves on the back. I'm serious. When you see what we've done, you saw a little bit on IG, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to spin things around because we still got those Clark Kents that we have to do, and those Clark Kents are real demanding. Those Clark Kents are real demanding. I feel anybody that's Clark Kent during the day, I feel you, brother.
Yep.
I feel you.
Yep.
But there's some things we want to talk about after Comic Con, and news. Isn't it funny? News before Comic Con, very slim and slim pickings. News during Comic Con is a medium, but now news after Comic Con, wow. And I don't want to say any references to any type of weather climate because of the current status of people who are suffering right now, so I won't do that. But right now, there's some blankety blank going on with news coming out after Comic Con.
Yep.
I think I want to start off with James Gunn getting hired by Warner Brothers and DC Films.
Okay.
A good friend of ours, Alex, who you guys have heard audio, and yeah, we're chasing Alex down to get him on the show because we like for everyone to have a reference later when we always say, and because we love referencing back old shows. But Alex made some comments about James Gunn.
DC obviously cares less about Me Too than Walt Disney. What do I think? I'm sure DC would love for everybody to get in trouble over at Disney and over at Marvel so that they can come to, we talked about James Gunn a little bit before. Forgetting who he is and what his backstory is, I know that Suicide Squad, the first one, wanted to be Guardians of the Galaxy desperately. So now they got the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. So it's for DC, it's a huge win, and I think that one of the good things about the first Guardians of the Galaxy was, in a way, it was very clean. It was good storytelling. It was funny. It was very linear. It had a big feel to it that I think all the Marvel movies need. There's a funny thing. I don't know why the Marvel movies just hit it better than the DC folks hit it, considering how diverse some of the Marvel movies are from each other. But they always really have. I think one of the best things about the Marvel movies is, for the most part, they always have a very solid center. And I think that certainly the first Guardians of the Galaxy had a very solid center in Chris Pratt. And I think that that's something that was certainly missing in Suicide Squad. And I love Will Smith, and I thought, everybody did a great job. I think Margot Robbie did a great job. And I remember leaving Suicide Squad thinking that I liked it more than it probably deserved. I think it could have gotten rid of a bunch of things, and it could have, tone-wise, gone a little differently. But I saw it with my son. We actually both really enjoyed it, and I think we both left it thinking it could have easily been real competitive with a movie like Guardians if you had just cleaned it up and tweaked it a little bit, maybe put a little more oomph under Will Smith or Rick Flag, or had a real center and had a real focused plot, and didn't have the world being destroyed at the end. So I think that could be a win for DC. Now, that being said, we're talking about James Gunn and Guardians of the Galaxy versus Suicide Squad. If you start looking at Suicide Squad versus Guardians of the Galaxy 2, or Thor Ragnarok, suddenly, the question is, what are you being saved by exactly? I mean, I think Thor had a terrible sophomore, or junior year. But
No, sophomore. Dark World was sophomore, right?
I like Dark World better than
Oh,
the third
my God.
one.
Forget it. We're going off topic. Anyway.
I thought the third one was just miserable.
Does it present itself an opportunity for possibly James Gunn, being the Kevin Feige of DC Universe?
Is that how you say his name? I thought it was Feige.
Feige, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. No, I don't think so.
I don't think this is just a come in and.
Well, I don't think that. I think that I'd love to see what he does with a DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see what 10 directors do with a DC movie, and I certainly don't have a problem with James Gunn doing a movie at DC. I mean.
But you said something interesting that you would like to see 10 directors do 10 different DC.
Yeah.
But do they all follow a similar? Do they all fall within that same universe?
Right.
That's my question.
Yeah, I think I think the problem, like I said a minute ago, is not a director issue; it's a tone issue. I mean, across the whole board. I think that they're still stuck in this Zack Snyder mode, regardless of what they say. I think bringing in Jeff Johns is a great step in the right direction, but until you really have a kind of an overview and a model for what you're going to do with your whole cinematic universe, it doesn't matter who you bring in.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring in 10 great directors, and they're all going to kind of. I mean, the best thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is it has a unifying style and tone to everything. I mean, whether it's Doctor Strange or whether it's Spider-Man or Ant-Man, I mean, those three movies right there, and even Guardians of the Galaxy, are very different tone. Should be very different tonally, and yet they all you kind of leave each of them having the same experience, even though you're really, in some cases, dealing with very different genres. And I think that DC actually has a tone. I just think it's not good, and I think that they, from what I see with Aquaman, that's not really changing too dramatically. So,
Aquaman is going to be very telling.
You know who I would bring back? I would bring back in, what was his name? The guy who did Superman back in the 80s. That director is still around. Richard Donner. Why don't you go get Richard Donner?
Did Richard Donner do anything recently?
I could name 10 directors that I would bring in. I think J.J. Abrams could do a great job. I think Jon Favreau could do a good job. I think Spielberg could do a good job.
Marvel guy forever, I think.
I don't know. Money really makes a big difference with people. I've seen. I mean, Jon Favreau kind of. I remember when Jon Favreau was nobody, by the way. He was making little indie films like all these guys did at one point. And Jon Favreau really is one of the guys that set the tone,
of course,
for the whole universe.
Of course.
And I think that he's got a tone that really works with that style.
Yeah.
And I think he would do a DC movie. I think Kenneth Branagh would do a DC movie. I don't think these guys have any problem with doing DC movies. So we'll see. I don't know. Who do you think? What do you think?
Regarding James Gunn?
Yeah.
I think, obviously, to me, is publicity.
Sure.
But I also think that it perhaps may present itself an opportunity for them to certainly go a different direction.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good move.
I think if you're going to get him and test it out, and
there's a lot of pressure.
It's the movie to test it out with.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really want him to take a good close look at the script and the tone. What I think he should do is I think he should take his Guardian script and turn it into a Suicide Squad script.
But they're going to use that script though.
I heard that. But he should make the same movie twice with two different companies.
Okay, yeah. Alex brought up some key points of the James Gunn situation, and the boys and girls, kids of all ages, if you didn't know, Warner Brothers, DC Films hired James Gunn even after the controversial situation with James and what happened at Disney. Yes, it was 11 years ago. It was a lifetime ago. He was a different person ago. It was even before he even did Slither. which I saw Slither. I found it enjoyable. It's a cult movie, low budget, pretty much a George A. Romero Night of the Living Dead, and that's I'm throwing, and that's Boys and Girls. I'm throwing references in there, hoping that Pablo will put those pictures in there because I love zombies. But anyway, George A. Romero type of, and I feel sorry for James. And what happened to him is terrible, and I'm just glad to see that there's some attempt to move on. And to all those other writers who make this comment, Pablo, about Disney made a mistake. No. Disney had no choice.
They had no choice.
And if you're not a businessman,
they had to do what they had to do, man.
They had to do what they had to do. And if you don't understand it, you don't understand business. You never went to school of business. Get the hell out of here. Disney had to do what they had to do. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't sell sand in the desert. You don't sell ice. You don't sell ice in the ice cap. That's right. Y'all heard what I said. Send me comments. Y'all heard what I said. I said it. You don't sell sand in the desert. Yeah. Disney had to do what they had to do. And guess what, Pablo? I can live with that. And guess what? The business part of me, I understand that. I completely understand that.
I understand.
It's a no-brainer.
It's like, if people, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if a lot of people read what he said.
The comments that he had made, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like,
this is no
wow. It's like, wow, how can you associate yourself with something like that? But
people they
change.
Can't do it.
People change.
People change. But Disney can't do this.
Yeah.
They can't get in that boat.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that, you're crazy.
But you know,
don't sell sand in the desert. But like you said,
James is
moving on.
Yeah, he's moving on. I'm glad, because
yes, I am glad.
Because he can possibly change the course of this of DC.
What James Gunn should do is not Suicide Squad, because it's got the whole Batman thing going with it. He should do Green Lantern, the new Green Lantern movie, because that's almost like when they got J.J. Abrams to do Star Trek and then Star Wars. And people were like, well, he can't do Star Wars, just in Star Trek. But he's good in that what's the word? He's good in that form. He's good in, that's not the word I wanted, but that's good. Milieu, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
He's good in that milieu, and he's and it's the same with I mean, we know that he can make a space movie. We know that he's good with all the weird alien creatures and all the weird alien planets. That he's comfortable in that space, and the characters really in Guardians are not that different from the Guardians and from the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
So that to me actually makes even more sense. That to me is a much bigger win than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But I think they already have whoever they're doing Green Lantern with locked in.
I believe so. But who knows?
Fire him.
Who knows? Who knows?
Switch him over to the Suicide
It's real easy for them to be like, we don't like where this is going. We have to let you go.
Yeah.
It's real simple for them to
I'll
do
tell you
that.
something. J.J. Abrams did a fabulous job on Star Trek and Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
And, once you know somebody's comfortable in a space, once you get past he can't play for this team, he played for that team.
But J.J. Abrams, I mean, I think the thing about getting those types of... If you think about the directors that Marvel has, what they have gotten compared to DC, Marvel's a little bit low-key, I think.
Low-key?
Low-key. Like, Ryan Coogler, he probably did 3 movies and they were all great.
Yeah.
They got him.
He was cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And he was good.
Actually, Marvel's history is of getting people who are great cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because they're hungrier. Yeah. And they're talented.
Exactly.
And then
with DC
steals them. Yeah.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins, I don't know how long she's been doing what she does.
I don't think she's been doing it that long.
But they decided to go a different route in getting a female director who's had success elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it worked out for them. But getting like J.J. Abrams, like how many movies can you get him to commit to,
Well, I don't mean I would actually get J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
But I think that when you get somebody like J.J. Abrams, you're committing to a certain style.
I see what you're saying.
And if you get somebody early enough or committed enough to your property, then you don't have Nicolas Cage wanting to be Superman or something.
You're saying get him young
And hunger.
and find that talent, because there is out there. It's just need an opportunity. To do it.
Yeah. And nurture that talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to a point where people are waiting in line to be, Ryan Coogler, what you guys going to do Black Panther? He's going to do Black Panther.
Yeah.
I would guess that I could probably pick 5 or 10 other directors that would have done it, because they're just ready to do it. And there's some talent. There's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah.
Really, if anything, they're good at finding talent.
Pablo, I think he's a talent.
Yeah.
I think he's a talent.
Yeah, he's gonna
one's
do.
ever gonna
He's gonna do so much more than just Suicide. I think he's gonna
I
be.
hope so. You
he's
know
gonna
what?
be
Alex
that guy.
said the same thing. Alex said the same thing I said. He should be doing Green Lantern,
Yeah.
but maybe Jeff Johns is already attached, and Jeff Johns is going to pick his director. And the fact that we all know Jeff Johns is writing Green Lantern,
Yeah.
so that might not have worked too much for James. But while you guys were talking, and like a good little student, I took my notes. And just a little speculation on what Alex said, and I think Alex is great. He knows that. J.J. Abrams and Jon Favreau, I don't think they can leave Disney. No, excuse me. Jon Favreau can't leave Disney. JJ can bounce wherever he wants, but you're not going to get a full-time commitment from. You're not going to get a full-time commitment from JJ. JJ likes to bounce. He doesn't like to be under, the old Hollywood studio rules where I only work for MGM, or I only work for Universal. No, that doesn't apply to JJ. And of course, he could do a space movie of things that are character. His suggestion of Legionnaire, the Legion of Superheroes, that was excellent.
Yeah.
I think that was excellent.
Yeah.
But let's stick to. I don't want to, Ryan Coogler. Yeah, I heard all the comments you guys said. All of it was point. But let's stick to the thing with James. I think James. And you tell me how you feel about this. I think the Suicide Squad thing is a test from Warner Brothers to James Gunn.
Possibly.
If you can salvage this,
I think he can.
and it's funny to say salvage when the first one made over $730 something million of a no-name brand.
Yeah, but it was a bad movie. It was a bad movie. It wasn't.
But it was still a bad movie.
Yeah.
They made money.
And if
they're lucky.
and if
They
it's
are
a-
lucky, I guess you're saying.
And if it's a good movie, they'll make more.
But then, like you just said, then let's get James to expand the universe. Can we say, are they really in universe building? Can
think
the
so.
public make a dumb
I
mistake? Can the
think
public
so.
make a dumb mistake?
No, I think
Because
so.
we found out with Zach, he wasn't into universe.
Oh no.
building.
James Gunn was. I think he was blindsided by what occurred with him, because I'm pretty sure he was just thinking about what he wanted to do in the Marvel cinematic universe, in the cosmic realm.
Yeah, in the cosmic realm. Yeah, him and Kevin. You and Alex went back and forth.
He was that guy.
Him and Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Feige. Yeah, they were constructing something.
Yeah.
They were all completely blindsided.
But now he has the opportunity to do it somewhere else and really take control.
The one element that came out that I liked that you and Alex had, and a lot of people say they don't like it, which is funny. People are so funny. All the Marvel movies, even though they're different genres, one's a heist movie, one's a robbery movie, but they all have the connective tissue. You and I both said, I kind of think that all the Marvel movies going forward, they have to have some, and this is me, they have to have some element to a greater threat. They have to have an element to the greater Marvel. Yeah, because Ant-Man 2, which Alex said he liked, I'm like, wow. Mm-hmm. Ant-Man 2 had no connection. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Alex calls it a sophomore slump. I say when these movies, and I know you already agree with me, I say when these movies have no connection to the greater Marvel universe, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, can't you see the difference? No one's interested.
Yeah.
If I know that, is that safe to say?
But I think Ant-Man 2
could have been on HBO.
No.
I said.
Ant-Man 2 planted a lot of seeds.
Did it?
I think so, yes.
The quantum,
With
okay.
the quantum realm.
But do you make a whole movie about that? For that little,
I think it was just a platform for the next things to come. And that's fine. That's fine. I don't think they're going to do another one, but It's cool. They did what they did. It did decent money, so it's cool. I don't think they're gonna do any more.
Oh, and I apologize to everyone. When the last podcast we said we didn't know what was next on the bat. I think we do. Doctor Strange 2 is filming in January. I think there it is. We were wondering, what's the next one? Doctor Strange 2. Isn't it funny, P? A little while ago, we were waiting for Captain Marvel to go in production. Now we're just waiting for Captain Marvel to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how time is just... And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're happy about James Gunn and his involvement with Warner Brothers, DC Films. It's still up in the air to me of what happens with Warner Brothers and DC Films. They're doing the Birds of Prey. They went from A-list actors, some of the actresses that was in Mission Impossible, that somehow it got whittled down to C-list actresses. And I'm not taking a shot. I'm not taking a shot on the actresses' talent ability. It's just I'm talking about for notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
You had these actors that were in Mission Impossible, the Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking to a couple of people that I had put on IG, and now it's dwindled down to some actresses who are on some network shows. Mm-hmm. And I wonder what happened. You were even talking to the girl, Daria, who was, if I said her name right, Daria, who was with The Rock in the Baywatch remake. But she was also from the Percy Jackson and the Lightning series. She didn't get the role. So when I saw these names, I said, wait a minute. And then when I saw these other names, and some of them were more ethnic, there was the Puerto Rican girl, and there was the other. I was wondering. I said, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I was wondering what happened to those girls. Like I said, Mission Impossible, Fallout. To now with you, and not even that, you casted with Warner Brothers. Was it a budget? Was it? I mean, and not for nothing. It's funny. We were in the studio, and people don't know this. Yes, we were in the studio, and Rosie Perez was down the hall in the conference room. We didn't want to bother her.
Yeah.
And now, bim, bam, boom.
I say this. I say
Isn't
this.
that funny?
I say this.
Is that funny?
I say this. I think they are universe building. They're starting off young.
Okay.
So that they're doing it similarly to how Marvel did it when they casted. They casted people who were just starting out.
I see that. I see what you're saying now. Instead of going for tentpole names.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to have to do it possibly because we can honestly say that Doctor Strange wasn't Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's the best. Him and Thor right now are like, forget about it. They're sitting in Olympus.
But they hired they got him because people were gonna go watch him. It was gonna be tough to watch somebody you don't know play Doctor Strange. They needed somebody that can bring that je ne sais quoi to the equation. You know what I'm saying? To play Doctor Strange. And Benedict Cumberbatch was that dude. But for what they're trying to do with these really relatively unknown characters to the general public, they want to start them off young and build them. But the thing is, Trey, WB doesn't have a track record of doing good films, and they just can't just give us stuff. They gotta knock it out the park. Did you agree with Alex when he said they're stuck in a Snyder motif, and even though Aquaman looks completely different, but he still sees a Snyder motif there? I don't see it with Aquaman. I saw it with Wonder Woman. You know what? I take that back. I don't see Snyder in Wonder Woman, except for the filter that he put on the screen that her costume was so bright. Just say this, man. Everything that we're seeing with DC now, Zach, I'm pretty sure, was thinking about all this stuff. He had a hand in it. I'm not gonna, take away anything. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, but it's gonna.
I'm stepping on him. Yeah.
It has his fingerprint on it.
Okay.
I don't know. Aquaman, I'm not going to be convinced until I see the dialogue, the story. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Okay.
All that other stuff is gonna be nice. There's gonna be, you know, a new world. There's gonna be that escape. That escapism. We're gonna get that, but I can't I can't do this one-liner stuff. And it seems from what I've seen, that seems like that is all it's gonna be. Is a bunch of one-liners and cracking these jokes that are probably gonna be corny. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Aquaman can't be that. If it is, I mean, it's gonna do good money, Trey. It's gonna do good money.
Oh no! I said you can put this in the bank. Put it, bank it. Yeah.
Because you can tell people are gonna be able to take their kids.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make money. It's gonna make money. Will it be a good film? I don't know yet.
And I think we all did agree if Momoa hits us with one-liners, ooh.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bad.
That might be bad.
What else that we had on the list?
Oh, one of the biggest things that's on the list, and it just so much it happened. Not so much after it did happen after New York Comic Con. I got. I mean, this one happened today, and I think we should talk about. I think you and I can talk about it from a good point. If you didn't know, as of this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Netflix, Marvel have canceled their Iron Fist series on Netflix. No explanation. It's just that they are proud, and as a matter of fact, just so that I love our podcast being great. Here is the press note. Marvel's Iron Fist will not return for a third season on Netflix. Everyone at Marvel Television and Netflix is proud of the series and is grateful for all of the hard work from our incredible cast, crew, and showrunners. I like being called showrunner. We're thankful to fans who have watched these 2 seasons and for the partnership we shared on this series. While the series on Netflix has ended, the immortal Iron Fist will live on. Mr. Solano, let us talk. I feel so sorry for the actors. I don't know what to say.
You know what
I thought they made a good transition from the first diabolical season 1. But like you said, even the Kung Fu didn't look right. He was not the right person to play Iron Fist. Any comments, sir? Any comments, sir? I did not see this coming. Did not.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not. So you really would have been shocked if they canceled it.
Would it have been nice to see what happens the 3rd season? Of course. But this is the problem, I think, especially for Iron Fist. Number one, I think he wasn't casted well. And this is something that Marvel is pretty much nails on the head every time. Although I'm not still too sure about Mr. Culture. What's his culture? Not Culture.
My Culture for Iron Fist?
Yeah, I'm still not too sure about him.
Now we look at it. We say you should have got Terry Crews. You should have got Michael Jai White.
Not Michael Jai White. No. But check it out. He's good. He's good visually. He's good. He's getting there. But with Iron Fist, he never quite got there. We saw a little possible, that little. I don't know, that's something that that's I think we're sort of getting the Iron Fist character now. But it never really quite got there, especially with the actor. He wasn't believable. And I don't think it had to do with the director.
Finn Jones.
Yeah, I don't think it had to do with anyone else. I think this part just was not for him.
And you think once again it's hard to acknowledge a mistake when you're already in Iron Fist 1.
I mean,
Daredevil series.
The fact that
Defender series, and then Luke Cage 2, and now Iron Fist season. I mean, you're already 4 series in, and you kind of want to acknowledge that maybe this was a mistake with this guy, or was Iron Fist a mistake? I don't think Iron Fist is a mistake.
No. I don't think Iron Fist was a mistake. And this is another thing that I was thinking about. Mm-hmm. That for the episodes, for some characters, it was taking some time for them to develop them as the characters that we know from the comic books. Like Luke Cage, he wasn't the Luke Cage that we know from the comic book from the get. We knew who he was, and we knew we were seeing his ascension. I think
Misty Knight is great.
Yeah.
I hope Misty stays alive. Misty's great.
But I think Iron Fist himself, they were taking too long.
Okay.
To develop him.
Okay.
And so I think it's probably just too late.
And to be fair, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, the showrunner from Iron Fist 1 went on to be the showrunner of the Inhumans, and ladies and gentlemen, both shows got canceled.
Yeah.
Now that's not a shot. That is just a statement.
I mean, hey, Marvel isn't perfect, but we like that we like that batting
average. Marvel's not perfect. Marvel's not perfect. We never said they were.
Yeah.
Marvel's not perfect. We never ever said they were. Wow. Iron Fist is canceled. I hope Misty stays okay. I think she will be. Maybe they will develop Misty in the girls' show, the dragon thing, the detective agency. They were dropping hints of that. Maybe that will happen. Wow. It's
another thing,
11 o'clock East Coast time, ladies and gentlemen, when this thing drops.
Trey, you and I can both agree that the fight choreography for Iron Fist was regular.
Yeah. It was terrible. It was kind of terrible.
If you're Iron Fist, you're the baddest man.
Yeah. He's supposed to be on some John Wick, Captain America, Winter Soldier level. He was not.
And he was certainly not.
Black Widow.
I'm telling you, he looked like
harder
a dude,
than him.
Like he was a good. He looked like he was the best fighter at a Cobra Kai Institute.
Oh man, he looked like a dude playing a dude fighting a dude.
Yeah, he wasn't. You ain't the one, dogs. You ain't the one.
It's like, maybe at Games of Thrones you can walk around carrying that sword, but over here you gotta put your hands up.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right. You're right on 2 levels. The fighting technique was terrible. But we wanted Iron Fist to be the martial artist that we haven't seen since the 80s and 70s, and damn, we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Damn, we didn't get it. We were waiting for that.
This should have been.
We were waiting for that.
What Bruce Lee was to us in terms of,
Yes.
This looks amazing.
Yes.
There hasn't been many that have done that. Jean-Claude Van Damme made it happen. He was one of them dudes that was doing karate films every other week.
But
and then then you got Jackie Chan, you got Jet Li, you got certain individuals that made martial arts look.
You would think that there would be someone of any other ethnic background than Asian. Let me go out there and be a great kung fu artist and actor.
Yeah.
But no, we did. The last couple of generations, no, nobody was interested. The 70s
Iron Fist should have been there.
Yes.
Iron Fist should have been that.
He should have been that. He should have been the thing to bring back martial arts. Remember before the seasons first started, we thought martial arts, 1970, Shang-Chi. We thought all that was coming back, and we saw this stuff, and it looked like the guy said, "Ready, left, right, left, kick, left, right, left, kick,
it was
left,
not
right,
impressive.
left, kick."
I was more impressed with Bushmaster.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh no, he fought.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. What we got next?
One of the other things that hit the airwaves after New York Comic Con was the acknowledgement that the Disney Fox deal could actually be sewn up by January 2019. We applauded it. Now, did I think they were going to go back and spend tons of money and sprinkle stuff into the next 2 movies to come out, which will be Captain Marvel and Avengers, whatever they're going to call it, because we found out that it's really not Avengers Annihilation, that was just Mark Ruffalo fooling around or whatever that was. Whatever. It doesn't even matter.
We got to talk about that. Go ahead.
About Mark Ruffalo messing around, they're playing coy with the audience. Yeah,
about the leak plot so far for the trailer.
But you know what? It's funny. It's funny how now you don't know. This might just be them messing with everybody to throw everybody off the hunt. Listen, I'm to get back to that. Yes, okay. Now, real quick. Yes, the Fox deal, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it might be done as far as January. Those 2 other projects, Dark Phoenix, which was called X-Men Dark Phoenix, but I think Disney more. I don't know what they're going to do with this. They might. Will it go straight to Blu-ray? Will they actually put it out because of the advertisers? They might have to. New Mutants, you don't even hear about anymore. I guess Marvel just doesn't want to.
No.
Flood the market, and knowing that they're going to try to put something.
Yeah,
see, yeah. Me and you say, you know what? Let this whole thing go. And not for nothing, that trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix, it did look like the old Singer movies, and there was nothing wrong with that. But those movies aren't connected to anything. That Fox, it's not connected to anything for me.
There's nothing that makes me want to go see this film.
There's no jeopardy. There's not. See what we were saying, boys and girls? If it's not connected to a greater thing, I just can't get interested into it.
And it's also this, is that after every movie, there is something more.
But you can't do that with Fox because their universe isn't really that big.
After Dark Phoenix, there's nothing after this. What's the point?
And what did we also say in the conversation that we had? Boys and girls, I've had enough of Phoenix Saga movies, cartoons, animation, video games.
And the cartoons was the best.
And the cartoons were the best. I'm not saying it's not the best storyline. X-Men, it probably is, but I think we've had this storyline push since the 1980s. Let's give it a break. You know what? Let's do something else. Let's find something else. We just can't go to the old tried and true Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. No.
Why? Because it's the most popular X-Men movie.
And I don't think
X-Men storyline.
I don't think. Listen, if Marvel decides to do that storyline,
no.
Well, let me say, that'll be something that's done 15 years down the line, and it's been planted from day one. They'll build little by little. That's what they'll do if they wanted to do that, but they don't have to.
Yeah, Feige, they won't shoot their load. Feige, they do not rush it. They don't.
No.
And now that they have the whole house, I don't have to rush anything.
Yeah.
Why am I rushing?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't have the. No, why am I rushing? And of course, speaking of Feige, speaking of the MCU. We got to talk about. Let's talk about it. Venom.
I haven't seen it. I might go see it tomorrow. So
you're gonna go. You're still gonna go see it.
Yeah, I want to go see it. I want to give it a shot.
Some other eggheads have said they've seen it, and what they've heard and read. And I'm not gonna give a spoiler, but some other eggheads, Mr. Rosa, I'll put your name out there, but. He says it's all true, man. Holy cow. But you know what? Here's the sad part. This thing actually makes enough money.
Yeah.
Avi Arad could convince Sony.
At the end of the day,
at the end of the day, if we, oh God. And now I'm scared. They're going to take characters like Kraven, who should be in the MCU.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
He should be in the MCU. We should have him. We should have that Hunter. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
And I wondered, I'm sure we're going to do something on the show or we're going to do another audio podcast. I'm just wondering, is it bad because they don't have any money? They only spent $100 million. add another $50 million for marketing.
They already made their money back, man.
Oh, no. Listen, the first weekend, boys and girls, if you understand how the movie business works, they've made their money back. And that's what scared me. I thought maybe, something like this could have triggered. Anyway.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. I just don't want to see.
As long as they're successful, continuously successful, because them missing a beat on one film is not going to stop them. There has to be several.
They have to keep taking
films.
losses. They have to keep taking. Yeah, okay. You sound like the old MCU. And before we bought Fox with the Fantastic Four, you see what they kept doing. They kept letting it fail, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
But I think the Fantastic Four is in good hands from now on.
Oh no, of course. So I want to hear your thoughts on Supergirl, right? So they're gonna do Supergirl, and apparently they're gonna
the fact that
wait, they're gonna take some of the script from Man of Steel and apply it to her film, right? And they're using Brainiac, right?
They were supposed to use Brainiac for the next Superman movie. That's terrible. That was Henry Cavill, but I guess by contract he can't say anything. But Brainiac was supposed to be the next villain in Man of Steel 2.
What do you think?
And
What do you think about that?
In this new era that we're in, this sounds like some type of gender pandering. Because and if somebody says that, I know we're in the meet. Listen, if someone says, or Trey, how do you say that? Because that was Henry Cavill's movie for Superman 2. Yeah. All you did was pluck him out and put Supergirl in.
Do you blame Zack Snyder for ruining his career?
Everything from now. Oh no, I would say. Listen, if he gets this James Bond, hey thanks Zach.
Yeah.
Because of your chaos, because of your Trumpism, I wound up with James Bond. It's almost like, let's see what shakes out of the bottom of the filter. You know, when you and Iron Fist got canceled.
He gets James. Well, this is the trickle down effect. Henry Cavill gets James Bond, and now Idris is not going to play him for sure now.
Oh no, yeah, he'll play James Bond for the next 15 years.
My thing with Supergirl and Brainiac being the villain is like, once again, a classic Superman villain. Just like, and I hate to say it and bring it back, is what they've been doing to Batman. They're gonna start doing it to Superman now. You're gonna use these classic villains that usually Superman has to deal with and give it to.
Oh yeah, they're giving it to somebody else.
And it's like, by the time Superman comes back, it's like, who's he gonna fight? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing you tell Warner Brothers. When you bring Superman back, you gave his villains to other people. And it'll be a generation who associate Brainiac to Supergirl.
Yeah.
And as a purist, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's wrong. As a purist, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I guess that's the Bells of London. And it's things of that nature that makes me wonder, well, what is Warner Brothers and DC Films doing when they do things like that? But that's you and I talking tonight, my friend. By the time we hit Sunday, they might have changed their minds again. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, Alex said he knows that Warner Brothers DC wishes a pox on Marvel. That's funny. Mm-hmm. But you know, I said this for years and people always ignored it. If you can't beat them, at least copy them. Yeah. DC said, I'm not even doing that. So then what are you doing? Oh, we're going to do this. Like, hey, let me tell you something. When David Ayers walked into Comic-Con 2015 at the signing, at when Marvel was doing Age of Ultron, and he said, F Marvel. Mm-hmm. He put a curse on everything they did when he did that. Because I'm sure Kevin and the guys were back there and said, what? What he said? Wow. He just took it. Well, okay. But see, when you do that, you better be right. You better be sure.
Yeah.
And you better be good. You were none of the above.
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad is a hit
Yeah.
because of why did Suicide Squad make that money? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't get that.
But I want to point out something.
You want to talk about Ben Affleck? That he wants to go back to Batman? Then it's time to move on, Ben.
All right, 5 minutes. Let's spend 5 minutes on it. Ben Affleck. This is another. This is another Dark Phoenix. Like, why are you gonna come back?
Oh wow!
Why are you gonna like? You're not gonna continue. What's the purpose? What is the purpose, really? What is the purpose? To prove something to who? To who? To who? But no one to
You're absolutely
himself.
correct. You're absolutely correct. Ben, and like you said, here's the one thing you always say: for what? One movie?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman returning to the MCU as Wolverine. For what? One movie?
No.
That makes no sense.
And just to say one thing real quick.
For one movie?
Marvel should not, although we love Fassbender and what's the other dude's name?
McAvoy.
We love him. But they need to start from scratch.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see that. You're right. Because no matter what, it'll be an association.
Yeah.
It'll be association to Singer's X-Men.
Scratch that. I'm sorry, but start it over. There's plenty of people out there that can do a good ass job. They don't need them. Start all over.
And you can ride off into the future with them.
Yeah, and plus
instead of looking at the past.
Especially those two guys are big actors, so I don't know how much time they can commit to doing these things. You know what I'm saying? So,
and maybe they're at a point in time in their life. I don't want to be in the X-Men another 10 more years.
Nah. They want to be in Marvel. Marvel is making the money for these actors.
True.
For example, Ryan Coogler. We're going to fix these numbers and then we announce I'm doing Black Panther 2. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't re-signed. I don't know what's going on with that.
No.
What's going on with that?
He's doing Black Panther 2.
Oh, he did sign. I haven't seen anything. He did. Okay.
They're going to start production either late 2019, early 2020. But they were fixing the numbers. They're like, yo, I did a hell of a job. Y'all need to pay me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And listen, I got but you and I both know the movie can be some things can be improved.
Of course.
Black Panther was okay. We kind of wanted to elevate.
Yeah.
And I can say that honestly. I wanted to elevate. I understand the cultural thing that happened in America about the Panther, and that's great. But let's make that movie. Let's make that movie a little bit more. What they said, we was at the meetings. How do we plus? The Black Panther.
Yeah.
You said that on the episode. It's okay. Was it a great movie? No.
Nah, it was a good movie.
No.
It was a good movie. It was a
good
movie. And it stood for a lot more than just it being a movie.
Yeah, oh no, the cultural aspect of what happened with the Black Panther.
And that's why it was successful. Let's get it straight.
Oh let's keep it crooked, people.
That's all it was.
The Black Panther was successful, and it's the number one everything now because of the social movement
and that is why
that was associated with it.
And that's why it has to be better. Because
it has to be better.
Because that initial one, you know, will it be out for it again? It has to stand for something more than just that.
But can we say this early? And it's early. They can't go back, and I'm talking about Marvel. You can't go back to relying on old stuff. If you do bring back B. Jordan, why?
Oh no.
If you guys go backwards like that means you didn't progress. That means you didn't progress, and then to me that's a negative.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
It's been floated out there. It's been floated.
No, they're not gonna do that. But this is what I wanted to say earlier. Titans.
Yeah.
Batman is going to be in it for one episode or something?
Yes. No, a couple spots.
Okay. This is the beginning of what I've been wanting to
You think
see.
so?
Yes, of course.
You think they're finally going to do it?
Of course. Not now, but this is the beginning of that conversation.
Okay.
This is the beginning of that conversation.
Okay.
They're going to put him out there. I mean, now with social media and all that stuff, you can get a sense of what people want. So they're going to put him out there. And depending on how they do it, if they don't do it right, Trey, it's not going to work. That's why some of these people don't get it, yo. You just can't put a mask on the dude.
Oh yeah, no, know?
You
just can't put a cape. Not a Halloween.
There's so much more to these characters.
Yeah, there's more to it. Yeah, so, Batman, please.
Especially for Batman, if they disrespect him and his essence and who he is.
Yeah.
If they do it to any character, you lose everyone. You lose, especially the core guys. You can't lose them. You can't lose them quick. So they mentioned that. I think in some of the toys for Avengers, the next Avengers film, there was they were wearing different gear, different clothing.
They got on the spacesuits that you can see in the Avengers Infinity comics when they go off to space to fight Thanos.
But they mentioned that in this next film, there is going to be another villain.
Oh yeah, I heard that story too. That it's not so much Thanos anymore.
Exactly.
Now you're saying to yourself, huh? Whoa.
And I there people are saying Galactus. I don't think it's Galactus. Galactus is going to be a slow intro. Galactus is too big for that.
Yeah, Galactus doesn't get personal. He doesn't need to. Galactus.
I think is Kang the Conqueror.
It might be Kang. Okay.
Because of
I heard that theory too.
Because of the time travel aspect.
I heard that theory too. That it might be Kang. Yeah. That Kang might have manipulated this whole thing. I mean, that would be a great plot line to say, all of you, including you, Thanos, have been manipulated by somebody else. And we will sit there for those 3 hours, and you can actually make the movie 3 hours. I know they won't because they want more showings per day.
Crazy.
That would be bananas.
But that is how you make an intro to someone like that.
And that's how you make a great film that people will talk about 20 years from now. How did we find out that it was Kang the whole time? That the whole 10 years, this son of a bee was playing us. And we had to go through all of this. Wow. But then how come the Ancient One didn't know? How come Odin didn't know? How come you big muckety mucks didn't know we were all getting played? This is almost like what Dr. Manhattan is doing in the DC comics right now. We're getting played. Don't you see something's wrong? Yeah. And the only one who sees it, of course, who else? The gatekeeper, Mr. Bruce Wayne. Something's wrong. Oh my God, this guy's incredible. This guy's just, listen, the rest of it, I would be scared to death of him. Even Lex Luthor, you worried about Kal-El, you better worry about the other one. He's the one that's going to get you. And obviously, look in the Final Crisis. Who finally killed Darkseid? It wasn't Orion. It wasn't Superman. Batman shot him.
Let me see if there's anything else. No, that's pretty much it. We covered everything.
Yeah, we caught it. This Iron Fist thing, wowza.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
The.
Last thing before we go. Daredevil next week.
Hey, I'm binging. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
The Kingpin's back. Let's get it.
So far from what I've heard, because I just listened to Charlie Emergency Awesome. He did a spoiler-free review of the first half of the season. And he didn't have any complaints, man. He didn't really have any complaints about it. And he said, obviously, Vincent D'Onofrio killed it. And look at this, Tracy. who is the guy that's playing Bullseye? Have you ever seen him before?
No, I never seen this kid before, and I know the Punishers in a
Exactly.
couple of episodes. Yeah, and I know the Punishers in a couple of. I know this goes to your theory when you say, listen, if you get too big a name, it won't be the character, it'll be the name.
Yeah.
And you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Chris Hemsworth wasn't a name. Chris Hemsworth was not a name. He was Thor. Today he's Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, because just think about it. You're introducing for the hardcore fan base, they know who Bullseye is,
Oh, yeah, of course.
but they don't want to put a face to it. The guy that's playing him, he looks damn near perfect in terms of psyche and his look.
And the great thing is, Bullseye doesn't have a previous face.
Yeah.
He's lucky. You're
Yeah.
going in. You're taking a major. And people say Colin Farrell. Yeah, but nobody remembers Ben Affleck's Daredevil except for it being a punchline.
Yeah.
His Daredevil was a punchline.
Yeah.
Wow. So oh no, I'm looking forward to that. There's a couple of things I'm looking forward to, and then I don't want to throw us off track, but we're really going to start getting into my fan favorite sci-fi. We got this Godzilla stuff is about to hit. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
You talk about another franchises.
Yeah.
This is about to get crazy.
No, that trailer is something else. When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh my God, this is like, wow.
This is real. This is real.
Epic. This is epic. This is epic.
And then King Kong versus God. Oh my God. It's funny. And listen, Legendary Pictures, Warner Brothers was crazy for let you go and not letting you do the DC films anymore. But Legendary, you guys are great. They really are. Legendary Pictures is great. Yeah. And we all know the symbol. They got that funny hexagon thing. Yeah. And when you saw it, you saw it. You know what? That's all I got. This was good. This was a great podcast.
Yeah.
I think like I said, it's funny. Before New York Comic Con, no news. During New York Comic Con, medium news, only because New York Comic Con was going on. But then after New York Comic Con, the doors are opening, and we got Aquaman to look forward to. And I think Aquaman, Daredevil. Shout out to Castlevania. That's going to hit the Netflix series. That's going to hit. They're closing down the Voltron on Netflix. A lot of stuff is going on, and it's just good. I mean, it's just good to be part of this genre right now. Pop culture is just great right now. I'm going to sign off. Yep. This was our first audio right after New York Comic Con. I hope everybody did enjoy it. We got some great footage that we are definitely going to get out there to you. But then, of course, like everybody else did, once the con was over, back to business as usual.
Yep.
So now we're going to try to catch up this weekend, get some stuff up, and as we always say on the show, go to the movies.